The Falcon 9 is basically the undisputed king of spaceflight right now. It is the literal backbone of how we get to orbit. But behind the scenes, SpaceX is already laying the groundwork to kill it off, and much sooner than any of us expected. Insiders are reporting that SpaceX has actually stopped taking customer bookings for Falcon 9 transporter rideshare missions for late 2028 and early 2029. Think about how insane that is. They are pulling the plug on their biggest cash cow while it's at the absolute peak of its power. It leaves everyone wondering, is Starship actually ready to take over? Or is Elon Musk taking his biggest gamble yet?
For the longest time, everyone assumed the shift from Falcon 9 to Starship would take at least a decade. After all, Falcon 9 is still locking down massive military contracts and serving as NASA's primary ride to the space station. But if you look at the actual launch pads, the eviction notice has already been served. SpaceX has squeezed Falcon operations onto fewer pads, completely giving up the historic Launch Complex 39A to Starship development. They've even reassigned one of their iconic autonomous drone ships away from Falcon landings to support future Starship catches. The real kicker here, though, is Starlink. The first-gen satellite constellation is basically finished, and the upcoming Starlink V3 satellites are absolute beasts. They are just too big and heavy to fit inside a Falcon 9 nose cone. They need Starship to fly, meaning SpaceX is forced to push the evolution forward if they want their internet business to grow. But retiring your most reliable asset early is a terrifyingly risky move. We've seen this go horribly wrong before. Look at ULA with their Vulcan rocket, or Europe with Ariane 6. Both companies got trapped in years of painful delays during their vehicle transitions, which left customers stranded and cost them massive market share. If Starship hits a major snag and gets delayed by even a year or two, hungry competitors will instantly close the gap. Knowing this, SpaceX is moving at a breakneck, almost frantic speed. Starship has already evolved into its version 3 design. This isn't a sloppy prototype for wild experiments anymore. V3 is all about dialing in the core systems, cranking up the raw horsepower of the Raptor engines, reinforcing the frame, and perfecting that stubborn heat shield. To avoid a bottleneck, they are building the Starfactory in Texas and massive gigabases in Florida, treating rocket manufacturing less like boutique engineering and more like an automated car assembly line, aimed at weekly or even daily launches. Even with a massive factory, the clock is ticking, and Starship still has a mountain of homework to finish before it can fully replace Falcon 9. With NASA's Artemis moon landing deadlines breathing down their necks, Starship still has to prove it can consistently reach orbit, open and close payload doors in space, relight its engines in a vacuum, master the full two-stage recovery of both the ship and the booster, and pull off the insanely complex task of orbital refueling. Perfecting all of that by 2028 is a monumental ask, creating a razor-thin balancing act between aggressive speed and catastrophic failure.